Hi and welcome to tutorial 39 in this series of tutorials designed to help you learn to program using Tradestation EasyLanguage programming language. And if you're not a member of our email mailing list, then please go to markplex.com, that's markplex.com, and join the mailing list. You can do that in this little form here, and you can equally easily unsubscribe using the same form if you wish to do so at any time. So anyway, in today's tutorial, this is really a sort of beginner's level tutorial, and what it is designed to do is demonstrate how you can do certain things within certain times on a chart. And this is something that we need to do fairly often. So just to demonstrate the way of doing this, I'm going to create a simple show me study, and we do that by going File, New, and Window, and then in Window we choose the Easy Language tab and we click on the show me symbol there, press OK, and we're just going to call this tutorial 39, and we're only going to be applying it to a chart, so I'm just going to click that and say OK. So let's just maximize that on the screen, and we're just going to get rid of all these helpful things which may well be helpful but not especially for us. So we're going to create a couple of inputs, and the first input we're going to do is going to be the start time. This would be obviously the time that we wish things to start. So let's say for the sake of argument, let's put 10 o'clock, and let's put in the end time, and we'll say, for example, 2 o'clock. I'm doing this in the 24 hour, which obviously 12 plus 2 is 1400. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a condition. So we're going to say condition 1 equals t is greater, that's time. We can either use t or time. I tend to use t just because it's easier to type in, is greater than start time, and t is less than end time, which I think that makes fairly easy logical sense. So in other words, if time is greater than start time and time is less than end time, so for example 11 o'clock is greater than start time but it's less than 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then condition 1 is true. And what we're going to do, we're going to plot, we're going to say if condition 1 equals true, and we could say if condition 1 equals true, or just if condition 1, we don't need to put the true there. Then plot 1, and I'll just plot this on the low of the bar. Again, I'm using L, you could use low, I prefer L, and gonna just make the show me a blue color. So just going to press F3, or you could also click the little tick there, and then what we're going to do is just apply this to a chart. So insert, okay, we're going to select tutorial 39 there, and you'll see that if we look, the first dot there is at 10:05, and because time at that point is greater, if we just look at the inputs, format, analysis techniques, and move that in the screen, you'll see the start time is 10 and the end time is 1400. So there at 10:05, that is the first time that is above 10, and over here 13:55, that is the last one that is below 1400. So equally, if at this point you wanted to actually have it so that it could be time is greater than or equal to and time is less than or equal to, just press F3, and then just go back to the chart. You'll now see that the first dot appears actually on the 10, and the last dot appears actually on the 1400. So that's all well and good. Now what if we want to start a time today in the time frame we're looking at and end it tomorrow? Well, let's look at how we might do that. So firstly, you might think, okay, let's just create a condition, call it condition 2, and we're going to say, okay, time has still got to be greater than the start time, but also time has got to be less than the and now what we're going to call this is the if we want it to end on the next day, we're going to call it next day end time. I think it's fairly self-explanatory, and let's say what that could be. So let's, for example, put in 06:00 in the morning, and so we want to start at 10 and finish at 6. And we've said, okay, condition 2, time is greater than start time and less than next day end time. I'm just going to copy that and paste it, and we're going to change here from condition 1 to condition 2. Okay, and we're going to press F3, and we're going to then look at the chart and see what we get. Well, as you'll notice, we don't get very much. In fact, we don't get anything at all. And if you look at the program, you'll realize why that is the case, because we're saying time has got to be greater than 10 and time has got to be less than 6. Well, we know that there are no numbers, at least in Tradestation, that are greater than 10 and less than 6, so that's not going to work. So let's just say we create another condition, call it condition 3, and in this time we're going to say that t has got to be greater than next day end time. Oops. And t has got to be less than the start time. And we'll change the plot to condition 3 here and press F3. Whoops. Word not recognized. Okay, because I missed a T. Press F3 again and go back to the chart, and you'll now see that we have dots that go from 6 in the morning to, or rather 6:05 through to 9:55. Now that is exactly what we don't want. What we want to do is we want to go, just remind yourself of the inputs. We want to start at 10 and finish at 6 the next day. What we're getting here is we're starting at 6:05 and we're actually finishing at 10 the same day. But that might give you an idea of how we're actually going to achieve starting today and finishing tomorrow. What we're going to do is simply say if condition 3 equals false, and press F3, and let's now look at the chart and see what we get. Well, now we have it doing exactly what we want it to do. In other words, we are starting today at 10 and we're going all the way through overnight, and we are finishing at 6 the next day. Then we've got this gap here, and again we start at 10 and continue. Now obviously this is a pretty useless program by itself, but hopefully it gives you some ideas how you can restrict things happening in your programs between certain times, either 2 times on the same day or a time today going to another time tomorrow. Anyway, again, hope that's been useful. Please do join our email mailing list if you have not already done so, and as I say, you can do that at markplex.com.